Hello, my fellow Munchkin. And I've resolved that they call us Munchkin not because we're short, but because we're large in heart. Um, some of my favorite things about you. Gosh, there's so much. Can I start with memories? So, I remember in college, there was a piano in Pippin, which is the food eating, well, obviously you know that place, and you would play it, and I would dance. And inevitably, you would play some type of train, um, like Soul Sister or Drops of Jupiter, which is our song. Um, so that was one of my favorite things. I mean, oh my gosh, Theresa, like climbing up the mountain in Peru with you, and then, 16,000 feet later, both altitude sickness, but we did it. And you did it with your backpack the whole time. What a freaking badass. I mean, gosh, there's so much. Like, I don't know, just the college, Stanford. Um, yeah. Some of my favorite things about you. Okay, well, okay, where do I start? So, one of the things I love about you the most, and our friendship specifically, is that you always see me. And I can always count on that. And I don't know if it's because we're both the same height, and we just get each other's eye level, or if it's because we have the same heart. I think it's because we have the same heart, and we're kindred spirits, and you're my bosom buddy. And yeah, you always see me. Like, if there's just like a joke or like a feeling, and I'm looking around, I'm like, anyone, and it's always you. And I really, I love that about us. Like, it makes us special and keeps us tied. Um, I don't know. I love that we can just like sit in the same room and just like be quiet and be still and just read comic strips or your books. And I'm generally not reading another book. I'm just kind of sitting there because I don't want to keep reading. Um, and yeah, I just think you're really sweet, Theresa. Obviously, I wouldn't have been friends with you for like what, 8 years now? Wow. I love your hugs. I love your embrace, and I love that you understand the importance of a good hug and appreciate the quality of a good cup of tea and a beautiful conversation. I love that I can call you after living in DC and not talking to you for like 6 weeks, and we just pick up where we left off, and like I'm cracking up on the phone, and so are you, and like I feel seen after I talk to you. I really can't stress enough how much I appreciate that you fight for our friendship, and that when we don't see eye to eye, like we try and, we're only like 2 inches difference in height, but we try and we get there, and we're like, you want to understand me, and yeah, like gosh, like how did I get a friend like that? How did I get a friend like you? That's beautiful. Um, Honestly, Teresa, I look up to you. I just think you're a freaking badass. You're like, oh yeah, guys, I built this project, like this engineering project that takes up a quarter square mile or whatever. I can't do math. It's much bigger than that. Anyways, you're a freaking badass, and like I just look up to you. I'm like, if Theresa can do it, then I can do it. Like I can do all the, live on my own and just like take on these big projects, and you just do it. Like you see what maybe scares you, and you just like go after it and you conquer it, and that's just like you've done that ever since I've known you. Like you did it in college. Like you, I remember all the late nights that you studied. That's beautiful. Honestly, Teresa, I look up to you. I just think you're a freaking badass. You're like, oh yeah, guys, I built this project, like this engineering project that takes up a quarter square mile or whatever. I can't do math. It's much bigger than that. Anyways, you're a freaking badass, and like I just look up to you. I'm like, if Theresa can do it, then I can do it. Like I can do all the, live on my own and just like take on these big projects, and you just do it. Like you see what maybe scares you, and you just like go after it and you conquer it. And that's just like, you've done that ever since I've known you. Like, you did it in college. I remember all the late nights that you studied. Even in relationships, like getting married can be a scary thing, or having 6 best friends can like be something that is daunting to everyone else, but you just do it, you know? You see what scares you and you go for it, and I love that about you, and that is why you plan a 5-day trek up a mountain in Peru. You said, let's go, and like, I've never seen mountains that have 16,000 feet before. But yeah, like, you really, like, you look at your fears and you overcome them, and I admire that. You kind of like are mini superwoman, but really you're not mini. I could talk forever. Like, I don't know, you're really warm, Theresa. Like, your presence and your energy and your heart are all really warm, and I can feel that, and I can feel that you love me. And it's kind of just like being around a baked cookie like all the time. Like, you know, that smell and that like feeling when you like bite into it, like that's kind of like how it is to be around you. And of course you can be sassy. I love the tagline you made for our group: sassy, classy, and smart-assy. And yeah, we started it, so. Yeah, I just really, really, really appreciate our friendship, and I just love you dearly. Like, I love you dearly, and I can't believe I get to live life with this like bosom of joy and love and warmth and comfort and ambition and grace and fight, and yeah, like, I'm just lucky. I'm just blessed, you know? So if I was there, I would have given you a huge hug and a kiss. I'm trying to think. Just to end, I haven't even warmed up at all, but I'm just gonna sing something to you. Tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and go back to the Milky Way? And tell me, did Venus blow your mind? Did you finally get the chance? Da 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 da. That's our song. Could you imagine? No. Deep fried chicken, your best friend, always sticking up for you. Even if I know you're wrong, could you imagine? No. First dance, free-dried romance, 5-hour phone conversations, the best soy latte that you ever had in me. So hey, soul sister, I don't want to miss a single thing you do tonight. Da, 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 da.
Hi, Theresa. This video is from Virginia, and I just want to say that I think you're an amazing friend, and there's a lot of reasons why, but I've written down a couple. So we'll start through the list. First, you are a curious conversationalist, meaning that you keep our conversations vibrant and interesting because you're very intellectual and you're very intelligent and you're also very eloquent. And also you're very well read. So I think that that makes conversations more just like interesting. And I think that you infuse like your personality as well as your knowledge and like even fun facts into our conversations. So just, there's like never a dull moment when I'm talking to you. And then, okay, so that's one. And then next, you are, it doesn't need to be said, but you're an amazing adventuress. I would call you an outstanding adventuress. Because you're very resourceful and you're also optimistic. And that comes in handy, especially when traveling, dealing with different situations. You always find a solution. I feel like you're someone who can make something out of very little. And that's something that like is a gift when you're traveling. And that's what makes you an amazing adventuress. Also, you are a calming presence. I'll absolutely say that. I feel like it's just good being around you. Definitely tend to stress out, so it's nice having you. And along the same lines, you're a great friend. I feel like you always make time for me when I call, and that means a lot to me. Quality time is really important for me, and it's also important for you. But I just feel like it's something that it's nice to know that you're going to answer, and it's nice to know that you're going to, like you're going to be there, and that you care, and you let me vent or talk or whatever. And that's because you're just a good friend, and I really appreciate that. Next, you are encouraging. You always look for the good in people. You have a nice thing to say about almost everyone. I think that attracts a lot of friends to you. And I feel like you're just very real. And I just really appreciate that. And then also, I'd say you're playful. And I love that about you. And I think you are literally the only woman I know who can work a pixie cut. Like literally, I've never seen a single other girl that I was like, oh, that pixie cut, that looks good on her. Until I met you, Theresa Chen. It was you. So anyway, in short, I would like to say that you're just classy, sassy, and smart. So I think my favorite memory with you, Theresa, is something that really just like showed me that you're my friend and that you really cared about me. And it was a night when we were in Stanford, and it was our first year living together. And I was just in my room, like really sick, just like on the mattress, on the ground, just like out of it. I was literally sitting in a dark room, and I was watching Pride and Prejudice, and I think I was crying because the couple was not getting together, and they were supposed to get together, but they just were not finding each other, and the horse and the running and the letters, and it was just very dramatic, and there was rain involved, and so I was crying, and then I literally get a knock on the door, and it's you, and you walk in, and you're like, Virginia, like, how are you doing? And I was like, I'm okay, been better, and you're like, aw, and you just came over and you gave me like this really big hug. And I was like, wow, like, I don't know why. It was so surprising that you would just like hug me, because I was like, you're really sick and kind of gross and like mucusy and just nasty. And you just didn't seem to mind like whatsoever. You were just like, I'm gonna get in here, like just hug me. And so yeah, that honestly showed me like right off the bat that you are just a really good friend, that you don't care about like getting into people's like, mess. And that's like what good friendship is. Like you're okay sitting with people in their mess. And I feel like that's literally what you did. Like I was in a gross mucusy like mess, like a real mess, and you were just there for me. So I really appreciate that. And that's something that it really showed me just who you are and what you're about. And it made me realize that we would always be friends.
Hi, Theresa. So I'm recording a video, and I don't normally do this, so this is definitely out of my comfort zone and not easy, but because it's you, it's so worth it. Anyways, I just want to say a few things in light of this big, amazing event that's gonna happen soon in your life, and I just want to let you know that you are one of the greatest blessings in my life. I don't know how to make it more emphasized than that, but just know that I really mean that. And growing up, it's really hard to come by, like this kind of friendship and love, and the love and the kindness that you have showed me. Like, there's not a single person before college that I could think of that really extended that consistent love and friendship that you've offered and gave to me. So I really, really appreciate you, and thank you for redeeming that kind of love and friendship to me. Yeah. So I just want to let you know that you are a rare and priceless gem to me. And I am so happy for you. I am so glad that you're going to be taking this huge new step in your life with Josh. And